Hey there, writers and muse daters. Annalisa Parent coming at you once again here in Write to Publish, our Facebook group for writers, authors, novelists who are looking to traditionally publish. I'm so glad to be speaking with you today. So one of the questions that writers ask me a whole lot is, what does it take to get published? How do I do this thing called publishing? And so some of you have heard about the work that we do over in the Writing Gym and the results that we are getting over there. And today I have a really exciting celebration because I get to celebrate two of our amazing Writing Gym rats, we call them. That doesn't sound very nice, but you know, they're gym rats. They're working out, they're working their writing toward publishing. And I'm super excited about this. So I want to tell you first about my work with Jim. Hey, Jim, if you're watching. So Jim has been writing this great book. We finished working on it, I don't know. I think it's probably been 6 to 8 months. And so he's been working on putting together his package and querying and all of that. And we are in negotiations with an agent. I'm super excited. We've gotten some great feedback from this agent, and we've gone back and forth a couple of times with revisions on that piece, which, you know, you may not know that, but sometimes an agent might say, you know, I want to represent this, but I need to see a version where chapter 3 happens before chapter 1 or whatever. And so in Jim's case, you know, he was moving around some of his chapters, moving around some of his content, and now it's back in the agent's hands. So I'm really excited for Jim working on negotiating that contract, which is super exciting. So congratulations to Jim. And I also want to do a shout out to Vivian, and I'm super excited about this one. So Vivian's kind of a quiet type of gal. You can tell me I'm wrong, Vivian, when you watch this. But so Vivian just had, and I mean, I can't even believe that I get to announce this, but Vivian just had three requests for full manuscripts. And so many of you know that agents will typically ask for 5 pages, 10 pages, 50 pages, 100 pages. They're kind of like putting their toes in the water of like, am I interested enough to read the whole thing because I don't want to waste my time. When you get asked for a full, you know, it's sort of like, I don't know, going from dating to being engaged or something. I don't know. It's a switch in the investment that the agent has in you. This is an agent saying, you know what, this is interesting enough to me that I'd like to see the whole thing to see if it's interesting. And to get 3 requests for fulls within the course of a week or 2 is just amazing. It means that Vivian is really rocking her querying, her submission. And I know she and I worked really hard on those submission materials, so I'm super excited for her. But not only that, yesterday I was chatting with a publisher. As you know, I speak with publishing industry professionals every week, all week. I'm always chatting with somebody or other about something going on in the publishing industry. And she and I were having a chat about negotiating audiobook contracts and how audiobooks become part of you know, the book deal that you get when you publish, and how we can work toward getting better publishing contracts for the people who are in the Writing Gym, those Writing Gym rats. And over the course of the conversation, she said, you know, I would love to see some pieces from your writers. And this happens frequently when I'm speaking with publishers and editors and agents, because in the industry, I'm a known entity. People know that the writing that comes out of the Writing Gym is going to be high quality. It's already going to be ready to go. That doesn't mean that, as we saw in Jim's case, that they don't have some changes that they want to make, but it's going to be polished. It's going to be ready. It's not going to be some kind of like they just finished it in NaNoWriMo and decided to send it kind of a piece. It's going to be way beyond that. It's going to be ready to be published. Doesn't mean it doesn't need some revision, but it will be ready to go. So anyway, as I was speaking to this woman, she said, I'd love to see some of the writing that comes out of the Writing Gym. And I asked her, you know, what kinds of pieces are really interesting to you these days? And she said, well, you know, I'm really interested in environmental pieces these days. And I said, well, I've got a story to tell you. And so I explained the novel that Vivian has been working on. And she said, that sounds amazing. I absolutely love that concept. And I asked her, can I send you a query and a synopsis? And she said, absolutely. I absolutely want to see that. So that's how things happen in the writing gym. It's sort of like having a matchmaker to find you your mate. It's like a song out of a musical. Sing it along with me. No, don't. Romantic analogies today. We're on the romantic analogies. Having somebody to help pair you with the right person can be really essential. Now look, you can do it on your own. You can go out and write your book and try to revise your book on your own and try to find an agent. But, I spent some time kind of trolling around in other people's groups and listening to the kinds of things that writers are saying. And the things that I hear are, agents are jerks. Why is it so hard to publish? How come they keep rejecting me? What's the deal? Why are they so snobby? I hear all kinds of things like that. And I understand the frustration. If you are just trying and trying and trying again, that can be really frustrating. And you might think that the people to whom you're submitting time and time again are just jerks. And why don't they want to take my thing? Or you can stop running on that constant treadmill of frustration and do a solution that works. And I don't have Vivian and Jim here on this live with me, but if I did, I think that what they would tell you is that it felt a whole lot better to alleviate the stress. It felt a whole lot better to make a submission that they knew was submittable, that was ready, that the manuscript was ready to go, that the query was in tip-top shape, that the synopsis was good, that all the pieces that they needed were in order. And oh yeah, that I could pick up the phone and call these people, that I could talk to them, that I could ask them, you want to see that synopsis? Would you like to see that query? Are you interested in this book? That's what happens for people who invest in themselves and invest in their future. And I want to be really clear. There is no guarantee. I do not have a magic wand where I can make the people in the publishing industry do what I want them to do. But I am part of the publishing industry. And that makes a huge difference. Think about the people in your community, whether it's, the fellow parents who drop their kids off to school with you, or maybe people in your church or your temple or your Rotary Club. Those are the people you know. And when they call and they say, hey, I was wondering, those are your people. And when you're a part of something, when you have access to something, then those are your people. If you want to work with someone who has some people that she can call, I have limited openings in the VIP only right now. We have no openings in the mastermind or the boot camp. We are booked out through the entire spring and into the early summer right now in those programs. But we do have some openings in the VIP. So we'd love to hear from you if you're interested in those kinds of publishing results. What I'll do once I end the live video is I'll drop a link into the comments where you can book a call with me. We'll spend about an hour on the phone. We'll talk about where you are, where you'd like to be, and how you can get there. Now, this isn't for everyone. This isn't a magic pill. I'm not going to give you some magic thing that's going to get your novel to publishable. This is for people who are looking to become the kind of writer who can publish time and time again, who want that publishing career and are committed to doing the work and putting in the time, making the investment in themselves to make that happen. If that sounds like you, I'd love to have a call with you. Let's talk about where you are, where you'd like to go, and how you can get there. Until next time, happy writing.